Hello and welcome back. This is episode 27 and of my single player series, obviously. And we're going to be finishing this bad boy. Um, I feel bad for last episode. It didn't go entirely how I wanted it to. So this episode is probably going to be mostly raw footage. Um, if I ever cut out, I'll add some music in or something and maybe speed up that portion. But for the most part, I'm planning on doing it raw footage, kind of like the old videos. So I kind of went overboard editing. It's kind of why I made a little pun out of the video title, "Time Lapse in Judgment." Um, but yeah, so just gonna be finishing this up. I did a little bit of work off camera, not a whole lot. It was mainly getting resources. Um, and then I also put in the entity cramming killer over there. So that's really all I did off camera. I also got a ton of iron because the entity crammer requires 24 mine cards, and then I also need 4 iron golems. So, oh man, misplacing. I should put these in my offhand. The one thing I wish uh Minecraft did is when you have like a certain block in your offhand, if you're getting low, I wish it would automatically like refill it. Like you could have a hotkey for that, because it's kind of annoying otherwise. But yeah, I don't know, man. I need to think of something to talk about for the next like 20 or so minutes. Um, I don't know. Oh, so what I'm thinking for the next episode, because I talked about how these 2 episodes were at least, I wasn't going to be building on the base for a bit at least. Um, which I still don't have anything really, any ideas for my base. Um, so again, still not going to be building it for a few episodes. But what I'm thinking for the next episode or next 2 episodes, depending on how long it takes, is we do another exploration episode trying to find the creaking forest. Okay, I need to kill you. Anyway, but no, I was thinking next couple episodes, next 1, 2, maybe even 3 episodes, we go looking for a creaking forest because I have seen very little of the actual update. I've just seen the little post that Mojang release on their Minecraft social media accounts. Um, but beyond that, I have kind of tried to stay spoiler free. Um, so like I I know you can armor trim with amber. I don't know how you get amber. Um, I know the creaking is like the opposite of an enderman, pretty much, where you have to look at it or it'll attack you. And that's about as much as I know. So we will see. This is like the first time I'm really going into an update blind, which I'm kind of excited for. I don't typically do that, and I think it'll actually be really fun. I am a little bit excited for that fact. Okay. And we're gonna build from this side out. Okay, whatever. Sure, why not? I got like 11 diamonds mining for iron, so nope.
Bye, have a great time.
Dang. Talk about knockback. What else? What else could I talk to you guys about? Oh, I don't know because Doug is pretty busy. So I don't know whether or not yet we are going to be doing WDM Wednesdays once a week or once every other week yet. I don't know. Uh, our schedules never really like properly align, so we'll just see when it gets there. But episode 2, like I said, is already recorded. I just need to edit it, which I have plenty of time because it is currently Friday, and the second episode doesn't need to be out till Wednesday. So I've got a decent amount of time. I do need to remind him to edit because he will put it off. I need to sneeze again. Don't want to scare my viewers again. What does that mean? Oh. The really annoying part is, as you can tell, currently regular piglins are spawning as well as zombie piglins. And that decreases the efficiency a lot. Because at first it's like, oh, it doesn't really matter. But as the piglins get killed, or the zombie piglins get killed, the regular piglins start to fill up the mob cap. And eventually it will just, so you can't actually AFK indefinitely at it until you can, one, put soul torches up, which they'll run away from. And that kind of helps. The other thing that is way more effective, but also way more expensive and effective. Yep, I forgot. Okay, so it's expensive and effective is you can replace all of these wonderful quartz blocks that I've been placing with magma blocks, which are a pain in the bootay to get a mass amount of. So you can do that, which I'll eventually do. And that's something I'll do off camera. Because, like, I don't think you guys want to see me just collecting a ton of magma blocks and slowly replacing everything I've already placed with different blocks. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that one off camera eventually. No time soon, because it's not super important right now. I'm really trying to think because I think the next part of my base is going to be the creeper spawner because I need some gunpowder. So I think that's the next part I'm gonna build, but I don't know how I want it to look, which is the problem because why is my music low? Music's almost off. Okay. Anyway, that's not what I meant to do. Failure. I don't know. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, I don't know what shape I want to make the creeper spawner. An idea that's kind of been floating around my head is like kind of a like Venator destroyer kind of shape. I don't know how well that would fit, like a giant slice of pizza basically. I don't know how well that would fit on or in with like the kind of overall vibe of my base right now. Oh, I am 100% going to run out of blocks here. That's real fun. Okay. I'm saying okay a lot. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, Nuggets. Get out of my sandwich. I can go delete this. We are the youth of the nation. We are. Yeah. So, it's really funny because, that song came on when I was with my dad the other day, and he was singing it, and I'm like, you have gray hair and wrinkles. I don't think you're the youth of the nation. He was like, well, we were when that song came out. And I'm like, well, you're not anymore. And he didn't really like that statement. He thought I was being kind of mean, but it's fine. It's fun to make fun of your parents for being old. I'm gonna run out of quartz, which is really depressing because I don't want to make this out of a different block. Like, I don't want to change the block palette again. Because we already have the weird branches being completely different blocks. But I don't want all of the rings to be different blocks. Which, if I don't want that to be the case, then, I need to mine a ton more quartz. Also, if you're wondering why I'm at level 15 instead of level 39 like I was last episode, when I was getting my thumbnail of the piglins chasing me off of this thing, they actually chased me off of this thing, and the nether fog, you can't really tell which way is up or down once you get past, like, because I eventually got to a basalt delta, which have a lot of particles and fog, and so I literally could not tell which way was up, down, left, right. And I ended up just falling to my death. So that was kind of fun. Kind of wish I'd been recording for that, but I was like, oh, I'm just getting a thumbnail. I don't need to record. It'll be fine. Plot twist, it wasn't fine. What was I? Oh yeah, I'm out of quartz now. I can iconography. I do not feel safe doing this with you guys. Okay. It's 5 blocks or 4 blocks out. What the? That was weird. Okay. Need to put iron golems.
Bruh.
Please don't fall. You fell. No.
This is Sparta!
Okay, so that's the iron golems done. And now, I guess I can do this. Is there any more iron? No. Cool. That's great, actually. This is the collection area, if you hadn't put 2 and 2 together for some reason. Otherwise, it's going to be really annoying. Okay, so I believe we are. I believe we are. Okay, never mind. I keep going to finish my sentence and then I just absolutely fail. I need to do, yeah. Because otherwise they're not going to be able to see me, which is a problem. Yeah. 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 Ew, I'm an idiot. Okay. Oh, wait. Ew. Oh no. I currently can't collect the XP. And if I break this block... Okay, I think I can do this. I just need a piston. Oh gosh, this is gonna be fun to figure out. Yes, sirree. Oh. Okay, well. Oh, I currently can't get out of... Okay, never mind. Yeah, I can. Anyway, I need a piston. I'm just gonna borrow this one real quick. And this lever. Okay. If I break that full block, every single minecart that is in there, all 24, are just gonna come flying out. So I can't actually break that block. Yeah. Okay. Perfect! Oh, look at all that XP. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So yeah, anyway. Remember how I said this thing is like crazy OP? Yeah. Too bad I lost all those levels, getting my thumbnail, huh? These things are ridiculous. So basically, if you don't understand the Minecraft mechanics, which this is just kind of boring, but I find it really awesome. Basically, what's happening is when you aggro zombie piglins, everyone that dies counts as you killing it. Because if they're aggroed at you, if they die, then it's like, oh, obviously you had to kill them. So basically, it gives you XP regardless of the fact that you did not, in fact, kill them. And so it's kind of this weird system where, like, they entity cram, and then it's like, oh yeah, these are clearly all of your kills. And then you just get an absolute buttload of XP from it. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so that's as much of that done as I can get done, because I need more blocks. Just for now. I'm gonna throw those away later, but for now I can do that. I need a cleric now, because I have a ton. I'm gonna have a ton of rotten flesh. And gold. Let's go back to the nether. And go quartz mining. Because why not? I do, the reason I leave this here is because I do want to make this hole bigger. I eventually want to make it, like, a proper pitfall. So. Yeah, thinking Spanish fleet? No. By the way, that's such a stupid joke I made. The whole Manhattan Beach March thing. It basically is a song that the other Doug and I played in school. And so when oh, he was like, yeah, I'll just put the song with the trumpets over it. I was like, ah, yes, Manhattan Beach March. It's one of those things where like, I, and this is Doug's words, not mine, because this is gonna make me sound real egotistical if it, but he has said that I'm like really good with like improving moments. And that was just one of those moments where it was like pure improv. Um, like he just said he just said the song with the trumpets, and immediately my head started thinking of like, okay, what are some songs with trumpets that are clear? Because I knew exactly which one he was talking about. As soon as he said the song with the trumpets, it's the song that goes over almost every time lapse, and so I immediately knew what he was talking about. Uh, but knowing what he's talking about isn't funny. It's more funnier. That was incorrect English, but that was on purpose to be funny. But it's funnier if I pretend like I don't know what he's talking about, and then I add it onto the bit just by playing it over my time lapse in the WDM episode. Yeah, no. I was about to be like, yeah, if you're wondering why it's called Wild Dingus Mountaina, I don't know. I came up with it in my brain when we were gonna create a world, and then we found out that neither of our routers or anything were set up to do online multiplayer. So we had to like completely scrap that idea and record at a later date. I will say the world that I named that, it's really funny because you spawn in and it is just like completely flat. So I was like, well, this isn't very mountainous. I'm like scared to do time lapses now because I overdid it in the previous episode. Which I don't know if you guys saw the comment I put on there. I replied to a comment. I know it wasn't a good episode. I knew that before I published it. And it was kind of like, I looked at it and I was basically like, I can upload this as raw footage, which is going to be extremely boring because I'm dead silent for really long bits at a time. I could cut out big chunks of the time lapse and go record other footage after this and add it onto the end of the video and just splice it so it basically looks like I never actually ended the episode. Or I can just admit that I made an error and upload it regardless. And I kind of went with that one, and I mean, partially it was because I really didn't want to have to do those other options because they were going to take a lot of time and effort, and I'm not that great at editing yet. But that's the wrong pickaxe. But no, and the other thing too is like, I've said multiple times, I want this to be, like, I want, if other people are looking at like, oh, I think YouTube would be really fun and cool, and for some reason they go to my channel for advice, even though I'm an absolute idiot. If they go to my channel for advice, they'll see like, hey, you're gonna mess up, and that's okay. Just kind of roll with the punches. I think I'm stuttering a bit. But no, I feel like modern YouTube has this kind of, don't want to say aura because that sounds like the stupid meme. But like it does have this aura around it of like you have to constantly be perfect and you have to upload super high quality content in order to ever make it. And maybe that's true. Maybe it is. But on the other hand, you're not going to be having as much fun if you are so focused. Like, there's actually, in my opinion, what I've noticed is, like, last episode, the whole reason I waited to record that was because I was like, oh, a time lapse will make this such a...
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive.
Approaching light speed. That was stupid. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, right. The whole reason I waited to record the last episode is because I was like, this is gonna be a lot of building, and it's very repetitive building. I should wait until I know how to edit so I can time lapse it, and that'll just make that'll make it better content. And I was so focused on what would make it better content that it actually ended up being worse. Because I thought, oh, time lapses are really fun. This is going to be a really boring episode if I just, sit there placing blocks the whole time. If I just time lapse it, it'll go perfectly. Well, I didn't take into account a couple factors. One, that is a lot of building. Even like the the end final product. That's the word I'm looking for. The final product ended up having the time lapse be 1,000% speed, because otherwise the time lapse was so long that it was just the majority of the video was just going to be a time lapse. And it would have been like a 7-minute long time lapse, which is still a lot to watch. And that was at like no. So I got it to, it was 5 minutes at 500% speed. Or just under 5 minutes. So I put it to 1,000% speed. And it ended up being around like minute 50 or 2 minutes. I don't remember exactly what it came out to. And part of that is because I cut it up. But, like, and that's still kind of a long time lapse. A 2-minute time lapse is decent time to watch time lapse. But like, a 7-minute time lapse? That's ridiculous. Like, if you're going for... Like, I do typically, 30, 35-minute episodes, that is a fifth of the episode. That's 20% of the episode is a time lapse. That's ridiculous. And honestly, I think if I just ended up doing what I've been doing and uploaded the raw footage, I would have been totally fine. I think the raw footage, well, not the raw footage I ended up recording, because I went dead silent, because I was like, oh, this is all going to be a time lapse, it doesn't matter. And that's where I said in the comment, I realized, like, each video I learned something. Which is just, it's really cool to be recording videos, and, like I said, this is episode 27. And it's not even the 27th episode. It's technically the 29th. Because I have those half episodes. And I still, like I said, I am learning things constantly about the recording process, the editing process. And the last video taught me that editing is not a magic tool that I thought it was. Where it's like, oh, suddenly as soon as I know how to edit, my videos are just going to become these like absolute masterpiece pieces. Masterpieces, sorry. Stopped because the piglin. But no, I kind of had this mindset of like, oh, editing will make my videos into like these absolute masterpieces. It's editing is the big difference. And that's not the case at all. And part of that is because the Wild Dingus Montania episode came out so well, in my opinion. And even like the comment that was left about how it was by Dark Mikatron about like all the different things that you laughed at, the things you found funny, certain editing bits I did, and you not only told me what was funny, but you also gave me very helpful advice by telling me that the death counter noise was a bit loud. Whee! Oh! I got launched in the air. But no, you told me that the death counter sound effect was a little too loud. So now in the next episode, I know to lower the volume on that when I put it in. And so I was like, oh, editing made this video so good. But I also, like, looking at the raw footage of that video, one, I mean, this, again, sounds so egotistical, but the other Doug and I are very, symbiotic, I would say, in terms of, like, we work so well off of each other in terms of, like, creating content, both video-wise and commentary-wise. Which I guess commentary is part of the video. But like visually and on commentary. And so it was, I had a lot to work with going into it anyway. Editing just kind of added to that. And I didn't realize that until last episode where like I was like, oh, this video kind of sucks, but it's fine because I can just edit it and make it look good. And that's not the case. Yeah. I think I am going to wrap up this episode relatively soon. Relatively. I am so good at wording. What I really do need to start pre-recording. And for those of you worried about me pre-recording, it's not going to be days in advance. I think what I'm going to start doing is record. So, like, this is going to be Friday's episode, which is the day I'm recording. So then but that's because I have the video ready for tomorrow, so I don't need to worry about doing a video for tomorrow at all. So what I'll do is I will record Monday's video tomorrow, and then Sunday I'll be editing. And then Tuesday's video I'll record on Monday. So I'll just be recording a day in advance most of the time. At most 2 days in advance, because like I said, Saturday I'll record Monday's episode. Sundays are still going to be my editing days where no videos are going to go up. But because otherwise recording and editing the video on the same day, it's not going to go up in time. Like, this video is going to come out, like, probably at, like, 5 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking of making my schedule time at 2:30. I think that's 2:30 in the afternoon. I think that's a pretty decent time. A lot of people get out of school then. It's their lunch break or whatever, so I think it's a pretty good time to release. You guys can let me know what you think about that release time. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. I do want, which I need Doug's help on. Also, recent development, which is not going to be in WDM episode 2, or any of the videos with Sturbo, because those were all recorded before this idea came to be. It will be in, maybe, in the video of Doug and I recording Escapist, which I don't actually remember if I told you guys about. We recorded an Escapist 2 episode where we just escaped from the first prison. And that's a 3-parter. So episode 1 will go up on Doug's channel. Episode 2 is going to go up on my channel, and episode 3 will be up on both of our channels. It was supposed to be a 2-parter, but it took just a little too long to do 2 parts. And that's just a one-off thing, unless you guys really like it, and then we can escape multiple prisons after that. But it was a in-person recording, which is why it's going to be more of a rare thing. It's because, you know, we don't have, like I said, scheduling difficulties, and then I'm in a different city than him, and so it's just like, there's a lot that goes into getting those recording sessions together. So it's not going to be a like consistent thing. They'll go up every now and then when we have a good like schedule worked out. But anyway, in that episode, we decided that I will be called Greg, and he will be called Doug, which Doug was already established. But this stemmed from a conversation we had about how his username is the other Doug, and I was like, I mean, I could just calling you Doug, because I mean, there's the Douglason joke, but that's not really a joke. It's just a nickname for him. But Doug is a lot easier to say. And I was like, you know, you would make a good Doug. Or Greg. And then he was like, so basically I'm just a suburban dad. And I was like, I guess so. And then we realized that we're both kind of like suburban dads. So we decided that he will be Doug and I will be Greg. However, according to the lore, a little bit of a sneak peek, since that episode won't be out for a while because he hasn't even sent me the recordings, you absolute nincompoop. Doug, you know who you are. You're Doug, as I just said your name. You know who you are, Doug. Because that's definitely how it works. Says person's name. You know who you are. Yeah, I do know my own name. Jeez, I forgot how fast Soul Speed 3 is. Anyway, as I was saying, we're Doug and Greg, but according to the lore that we came up with in the Escapist video, my full legal name is Jeremy Dodgery Hemingway III Greg Buttface Sandwich. And I'll let you guys figure out why that one is. You know Jeremy Dodgery Hemingway III. You know that part. You know about Greg. I will give you. You guys can guess. Try and figure out why the buttface sandwich came into play. It is in the Escapist video, so you will find out when that comes out. But yeah, that's my full legal name. According to the lore. It's not my actual full legal name. That's not, well, I hope that's not someone's real legal name. If it is, cool name. Really long name, but cool name. That sounds awful to have to, like, write down on a, like, driver's license or something. Or, like, imagine the parent. Like, you get upset at your kid, and you want to call them down to the living room or something, and because you know when you get mad at a kid as a parent, you always pull out the full legal name. Jeremy Dodger Hemingway Greg Bugface Sandwich, get your butt down here. Which would also sound weird because he has Buttface in his name. So then he's like, Buttface Sandwich, get your butt down here. Also having Buttface in your name is just that's a bit of a sad, like that's just kind of a sad thing. Anyway, back to my original point. Yeah, according to the lore, that is my full legal name. And Doug is just Doug. So it's just to recap. It is Jeremy Dodger Hemingway III, Greg Buttface Sandwich, and Doug. You got that? Got that all written down? Okay. We are just passing 50 minutes, 51 minutes actually. So I am going to craft some quartz. I think that should be enough. That's not going to be enough to finish it, so I am going to continue mining after this video. But I will see you guys in the next one, where we will hopefully finish the gold farm, and also hopefully... There's a ghast over there. Okay. And also hopefully, the quality of this video is a lot better. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.